All right, simultaneous equations. There are two types. There is the elimination method, and then there is a second method called the substitution method. So the idea with elimination is that you want to get rid of one of the letters. You want to eliminate one of the letters. So with simultaneous equations, you're always going to have two equations, see? Equation 1 and equation 2. Whereas the way you have usually seen equations has only been one equation and only one letter. Two letters, you need to have two equations. Whatever, I'm just going to make up something, right? Three letters, how many equations? Three equations. Now, you won't get three letters at your age. If you do, it's going to be a very easy one where they just cancel out. But three letters you don't get, even in year 11 and year 12, we don't really test them because they take a long time. It's more university. So just two letters. Two letters, two equations. We can't solve for two equations. We can only solve for one. So let's learn this first method, elimination method. So remember, there's two. There's elimination, and then there's substitution. We're going to learn elimination. The idea with elimination is to eliminate a pronumeral. So you got to eliminate one of the letters. Okay. The trick to them is this. If they've got the same sign, you always subtract the equations. If they've got different signs, then you will add the equations. You'll see what that means in a sec. So here's equation 1, x plus 3y equals 10. Here's equation 2, x plus y equals 4. All right, which letters are exactly the same, have the exact same number? X, obviously. So that's the one you're going to eliminate. Does that make sense so far? The logic of elimination, if they're the same, you're going to be able to eliminate them. How? Well, if they have the same sign, this is positive and this is positive, you're always going to subtract. So if I subtract it, which is why you see a little subtraction sign there, what's x take away x? Gone. You just got rid of the letter, which you have to, because you can only ever solve for one letter at a time. What's 3y take away y? 2y. Equals, keep everything in line like you've learned back in primary. 10 take away 4 equals 6. And then what do you do when you're here? 2y equals 6. Divide by 2, y equals 3. But what letters were we trying to solve for? X and y. We've only solved for y. I need to still find x. Well, if you know y is equal to 3, you can sub it into either one. I'll sub it into the second one now, because since I've got number 1 into here. If it was x plus y equals 4, can you see that? Can we all see that? How I've substituted y as 3, x plus y equals 4. And then how do I get rid of the plus 3? X equals 1. Let's have a look at another one. From these two, 5x and 3x, 2y and 2y, which one's the same? 2y, but go up here to this little thing I've written. If they have different signs, we add the equations. They have different signs. That's a negative, that's a positive. We're going to add the equations. If you, by accident, because when I was at your age, for example, if I didn't have this little trick, I used to subtract, right? But then look what's going to happen. What's minus 2 minus plus 2? What's minus 2 minus plus 2? Well, minus and a plus makes it a minus. That's minus 4. You didn't eliminate. It didn't work out. So the fact that you subtracted was wrong. That was meant to be a plus sign, because then it'll be minus 2 plus 2, 0. Eliminated. So I think what I usually tell most of my top students is if you're really going to, by the time you're going to memorize this, you might as well have just known to make the mistake and then realize that it's a mistake and just fix it up, because you're really not going to, after everything you learn in math, year 9, year 10, year 11, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, that was the same sign, I meant to add or subtract. Like, you're not going to do that. That's the truth. So anyways, we add in this case, because minus 2 plus 2 is gone. So then we just add everything in line. 5 plus 3 is 8x. 11 plus 13 equals 24. I'm solving for x, so how do I get rid of the 8? Divide it. 24 divided by 8 equals 3. Once you find 3, what do you still need to find, Tiger? x equals 3. Now you're trying to find y. So you're going to sub it back into whatever equation you like. I've subbed it into number 1 here. So we'll do the same thing. Sub it back into number 1. 5 times 3 is 15. Take away 2y. So it'll look like this. 15 take away 2y equals 11. And then doesn't look, this look familiar now. Back to equations. You subtract this on here. 11 take away 15 is negative 4. And then we divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. You get y equals to 2. And again, Tiger, pay attention now. Triple I. Which ones are the same? The x's or the y's? Tiger? X's. Are you going to add or subtract the 4x's to get rid of them? Subtract. And as you write that sign in the middle, you do it to everything. So then, what's 4x? Take away 4x. 0. That's why it's not there. What's 3y? Take away negative 2. Well, 3 plus 2, that becomes a plus, becomes 5y. Equals. Keep it all in line. You can see that? Everything's in line. 11 take away 6 is 5. Now you've got this little equation here. How do I solve for y? Divide by 5. Divide by 5. So therefore y equals 1. Now you've got y. What other letter do you need to solve for still, Tiger? Wait, what letter do I need to still solve for? X. You've already got y. You've got the y, so you need to find x. Sub it back into, it doesn't matter, we're just going to sub it into 1. So it will look like this. 4x plus 3, 4x plus 3y. What is y equal to? No, you're not getting it. What is y equal to? Nope. What is y equal to? Don't look at my little finger. 1. Yeah, no, don't. I'll trick you like that. Y is equal to 1. So what are you going to substitute back in here for y? 1. So it'll look like this. 4x plus 3 times 1 equals 11. Instead of the y, it's a 1. And then 4x plus 3 equals 11. We subtract the 3. You get 4x equals 8. And then what do we do here to solve the one last time? Divide by 4. X equals 2. So it's really just equations. I'll let you guys get started. I'll come and help you out, Tiger. Because I saw you were shuffling when I was doing the first period. You got lost. Alright. Now listen up. You're going to eliminate one of the letters. That's the only way you can solve. Just which one do you want to eliminate? They're both the same, so which one do you want to eliminate? X or Y? X first? Yeah. Okay. So how do I get rid of X? Well, if they are the same sign, we're going to subtract. So they're the same sign, so we're just going to subtract. The numbers are 1.
Oh, yeah.
So doesn't have 0. Yeah, but put a minus. Yeah, the whole point of 0 is eliminated. Aren't you trying to eliminate it?
Yeah.
So shouldn't it be 0?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. So that's gone. What's y? Take away y.
0.
No. Then there'll be a problem.
Take away
y. Yeah, no, it's y. Take away y.
Oh,
Yes. So? No.
But I'm going plus 1.
Yes. Yes, there we go. 2 what? 2.
2y.
Beautiful. Equals. Yes, equals 2. Why? Because 9 take away 7. Now, doesn't that look like a simple equation you've done your whole life?
Yeah.
Divide by 2. So y equals 2?
Divide by 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Just forget this topic quickly. Now think of equations. If it's 2y equals 2, you want to make y the subject. How do I get rid of this 2? Yeah, but how? And that's how you're going to say
y.
There we go. Yeah,
divide.
Right. So y equals 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, just go back.
Okay.
You're overkilling this. So y equals to 1.
Yeah.
Done.
Now we'll find out X.
Good. Because you're going to find two letters.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to substitute this back into, let's say, the first one.
Yeah.
So it'll look like this. X plus,
Where?
no,
Oh, x plus 1.
beautiful, equals,
No.
write it somewhere. And the next time, you're going to start working with that.
Um,
Yes, and then obviously x equals,
wait, so I'm doing 1 plus 1 is. Oh, 8.
it's solving.
Yeah.
It's solving. We go back to solving, basics.
So x equals 8.
Done. So x equals 8, y equals to 1.
Oh, okay.
We're back. Take your time. Slow it down. All right. You guys at home, any questions?